Good morning. I'm so excited to see you. It's Monday. Here we are again. I hope you have your favorite mug and your favorite coffee or tea. I am ready to get into the word today, and I hope you are too. I hope that somewhere on Sunday you found yourself firmly planted and worshiping and just not only pouring back on love on the Master, but just being poured into. And I hope that you woke up refreshed this morning. If not, I pray that you get refreshed during this word. So this morning we're talking about something near and dear to my heart, the feet of Jesus. I have to tell you, disclaimer, by nature, I am not a foot person. It's just not my thing. I don't love them. I don't even like the little tiny baby piggy toes on a baby. Isn't that something? I'm just not a feet person. But I absolutely adore the feet of Jesus. And I want to talk to you a little bit this morning and hopefully give you a little something to chew on, a little something that might get you a little closer. So I want to read to you this morning out of Revelation 1 and 15. And his feet like unto fine brass, as if they burned in a furnace, and his voice as the sound of many waters. Now, we'll hear a lot of times, I think, in church, people will say, oh, his voice as many waters. And it's funny, we'll skip right over that feet part, won't we? Because it's not the most lovely, it's not the most attractive. But so many times Jesus will give a symbolism or a example of something that challenges us a little bit to love a little deeper. It's super easy to read the scripture and be like, yes, he is strong and he is mighty. And yes, but it's the waters we really like. I want to read it again. And his feet like unto fine brass, as if they burned in a furnace, and his voice as the sound of many waters. Man, there's a lot of strength in that scripture, guys. If you will begin to dig on that, there's a lot of strength. Man, his feet are like fine brass. You know, I went to New Orleans many years ago. Beautiful place, beautiful city, one of my favorites. And in that grand city, as the music played and the people were joyous, they had antique markets and they had brass. And it was real, it was beautiful artwork done. Brass is heavy, guys. I don't know if you've ever picked it up. I don't know if you ever tried to move it. But my dad bought several pieces while we were there visiting. And I got to tell you, it was heavy to tote back to the hotel. Brass can be something that, while it's shiny and beautiful and it looks refined, it has merit, it has strength to it. And it says his feet look like they had been burned in a furnace. We know what the Lord went through here on earth. And this is talking about, after those things. We know what he went through. Yeah, he probably does know. Just like those three Hebrew boys, he knows what it's like to be in that place of heat, that place of, my God, if the Lord doesn't deliver me, my God, this is going to be painful. And so, yeah, it's only after that that they say, then his voice is as the sound of many waters. Your voice changes when your experience changes. Come on. How many times at 17, 18, 19 did we say something? Maybe even 25 or 35. And today, at a little bit older, we go, oh my gosh, I can't believe I thought that way. Gosh, I hate that I handled it that way. I wish I wouldn't have said that. We all have those moments. So even if you don't like feet in the natural, my hope today is that you learn rather to love them in the spiritual. So in Luke 10 and 39, and on this verse, I'm reading out the Amplified. She had a sister named Mary who seated herself at the Lord's feet and was continually listening to his teaching. It's a place of continuity of care. It's a place where if I position myself, I can continually listen. It's like the radio program that runs all day long and it doesn't cut off. I can go sit anytime and there is a program being broadcasted. There is edification happening. There is teaching happening. There is discipling happening. Somebody with me this morning, whenever we bow to sit at somebody's feet, guys, we simultaneously exalt them and humble ourselves. You got pride? Get at his feet. Get at his feet. You cannot sit at the feet of God and remain prideful. There's power in this position. I want to talk to you a little bit about the benefits, if I can, of being at the feet of Jesus. The first we just read about, we see it with Martha and Mary. It's a place of listening and learning. I hear so often in the church where there's no one to disciple me, Tiffany. There's just no one. Heard, are you at his feet? Is that your position? It's a place to learn humility and honor. Well, I don't understand this honor that you guys are talking about. You old people are talking about in the church. Jesus is my homeboy. No, he's not. Listen to me. We got to be careful how casual we're being with Christ. We've got to be careful, guys. I'm not telling you not to feel loving. I know you're like, oh, he meets me where I'm at. That's great. How about you start meeting him where he's at? Because see, that's what this change of a mindset. Hey, God, take me to where you are. Why would I ever want him to meet me down here when he can elevate my thoughts, my position, my thinking, and my spirit by taking me up there? Come on, somebody. Y'all ain't with me this morning. Y'all got to make a little more noise and get a little more excited because this word is going to heal today. Listen, so it's also a place where we can hear God's voice. We see it in Revelation. His voice is many waters. Listen, I want to hear that voice, don't you? Gosh, to be able to sit at his feet and him begin to speak and just soothe and talk and heal and do what he's got to do. It's a place to lay our burdens down. Whenever we get to someone's feet, we lay them down. Let me tell you how the enemy's perverted it to prove it. So many times in other countries and other places, we see them everywhere from the nail shop to, travel TV. There'll be idols, and what's the first thing they do? Something is laid at the idol's feet. It's a type of worship. And if somebody who don't know Jesus knows that to be true, me and you should know it all the more. It's just a place to say, God, everything that I have, I'm laying down at your feet. I can't handle it by myself. It's a humbleness. Or the old saints will say an humbleness. It's a humble place to be. Amen. It's a posture of worship. A posture of worship. So many times in church we see people and they don't know what to do with their arms and legs during worship. They just don't know. They just begin to go crazy, like one of them wind things that they set outside of a place to get people to come in. Y'all know what I'm talking about? They don't know what to do. Get at his feet. You can never make a mistake that way. It's a place of devotion and intimacy. I'm going to tell you right now, we're going to talk the real this morning. I guarantee you that people under the sound of my voice have made love to people but can't touch their feet. I guarantee you've probably had children for people but can't touch their feet. What am I saying this morning? There's something where the foot is concerned, and it might come from some of the muscle memory and DNA that, hey, feet used to walk through the worst of the worst on the roads to get to where they were going. I don't want no part of that. But I'm telling you today, you got to get foot worthy. You've got to get to the place, guys, where not only can you stand it, but you can't stand without it. There's something so wonderful that happens at the feet of Jesus that you can't get it anywhere else. Listen, so it becomes a place where, it shows that this is an act of trust. We're giving the Lord our trust, and it's a position of vulnerability. Anytime someone is standing and you kneel and you get on your feet, they have the one up on you, if you will, guys. They're able to kick, they're able to hit, they could do what they wanted to do from that position. So it's a place of you saying you are way more worthy than me. Come on now. It's a place saying, I'm worried about where your feet might have walked, but listen, I'm going to lay my whole body down here. I'm going to put my face in the mess that I clean off your feet. It is such a humble and vulnerable place to be. It's a position, come on guys, it's a position where you get under a prayer covering. Let me talk about that. When the tallit was worn and when the strings of the tallit were worn, and now, listen, I'm not talking about anything crazy because some people were wearing them long back in them days to make themselves look good. I'm just talking about when they were on and what would happen. Man, they would brush by. They would go by people, and people were smart enough to know these were men of God. These were men that met with the Lord. How much more is your Lord's tallit? I want to get up under that prayer covering this morning. How about you? It's a place of discipleship. I don't bow to nothing I don't serve. I'm going to be real with you. I'm not the girl to take with you to foreign countries. And you say, well, now you got to be nice. We got to bow to this thing before we go in here. I'm not nice like that. I can't do it. I'd rather be beheaded outside. That's the truth. It's not because I'm arrogant or prideful or I think I'm better than. It's because I know whom saved me and called me. I know who gave me a new name and a new song. I can't bow to anything else because I'm already bowed. I'm already a disciple, guys. So it's a posture of discipleship. It's saying, hey, God, I lay down all my ways for your ways. It's a place where mercy is granted. Mercy is granted. God forbid, guys, God forbid you're ever in a place where earthly mercy is needed. But it is very innate to grab around someone's legs and go, please, please, have pity on us, have mercy, please. I have to be honest with you. In divorces, in breaking up of homes, it's not uncommon for a man or woman to throw their arms around their spouse's feet and say, my God, please stay. Please don't leave. Please, that seems extreme. But love will make you do the extreme. Listen to me. It's a place to ask for healing. It's a place to ask for healing. So if I know that you have all the answers, I can't stand right in front of you eye to eye, teacher to teacher. I can't do it because of who you are. So I lower myself a little bit and I just say, hey, God, I know that you're a Jehovah Rapha. You are the greatest healer. I need your healing. It's a place of refuge. Come on. If you're at his feet, what can hurt you? Who can interrupt that moment? Who is big enough to come into the place where you and the Lord are in an intimate setting when you are at his feet and he is teaching you? Who dare interrupt the master's teaching? I've never seen a living man do it. Who does it? The devil's afraid of it. The demons run from it. Ain't no church people going to want to bother you and call you because you're going to be wise enough to cut your phone off when you go. Get at his feet, block out all things that are in the world, and learn something for God's sake. It also gives you a bird's eye view of where he's walked. You know, if I got down on my hands and knees and say I had a older grandfather who had worked at a construction job, a mill job, a mining job, you know, I'm talking about a blue collar job all his life, and I took his shoes off at 80 years old, his feet are going to tell that story. Oh, Thomas, everybody wants to trace the hands of the Lord when they have doubt. Everybody wants him to prove who he is. But have you ever surrendered to his feet? Have you ever laid your tears on his feet for the goodness of who he is? Because if you've already touched the palm, then kiss the feet. My God, this morning, I hope somebody's with me. It's a place that keeps the believer grounded. You know, now these new agey people do some stuff in the world today, folks. They'll go out and say, touch grass, it'll ground you. I don't know nothing about all that. I like my coffee ground. That's about as much as I know. But listen to me. There is something that says when my 2 feet are planted. Come on, where are my tug of war? Where are my tug of war heroes? Y'all killed it in grade school. Y'all know what I'm talking about. You know, because you planted your feet and you became unmovable. If you stay at his feet, nobody will move yours. Oh my goodness, this morning. It's a place where we learn to love the unlovely of humanity. Let me tell you about it. I can't get down there holding on to his feet, the feet that walked all the way up to a cross for me, the feet that was stoned and did not move, the feet that had people throw things, beat him. I can't imagine what all they did, pull out his whiskers, that he took everything I could have. I can't forget the ugly of humanity when I see his feet because I know he's already walked through it. But I also can't not have the hope that if he did it, I can do it too. You know, that's the coolest thing. I have 2 older sisters, and if they're listening today, I love you guys. I have 2 older sisters, and listen to me. They walked paths of life before I did. And it's almost like seeing somebody walk in the snow. You know what I mean? I saw their footprints. And to be frank with you, sometimes they went to the left when I think they should have went to the right. So when it was my turn, I tried to go to the right. And then there's sometimes I still went to the left. But because I saw a path before me, I knew it was possible. And so it gives you a place of possibility. It's a place where we connect with Christ, walk while we're walking. It's a place of divine connection. It's a place of fellowship where he can go, I've been there. Your church is hurting you, pastor? I've been there. They ain't listening to you, prayer warrior? I've been there. Prophet, they're dishonoring you? I understand. Come on, somebody. It's a place of that type of communion, that type of connection. It's a place of action. When have you ever told your body, get up, body, and run, but feet stay here? It doesn't work. The feet must go where the body goes. So it's a place of action. Staying at his feet will give you the guidance to know where to put your feet. My gosh, it's a place of reverence. If there is one hill that I could die on in this generation, it's reverence. We have taught by God to our own detriment everybody to be comfortable around Christ, so comfortable that they're casual, so casual that they're complacent, so complacent that it's hard to figure out if they're a Christ follower or not. And that is the fault of the church right now. You know, when I came to know the Lord, I was taught reverence. I was taught to love him and to honor him. I wasn't taught that every time I had a hissy fit in my house, I'd shake my fist to the Lord and tell him what I thought about him. I'm not saying I wouldn't say, hey, God, this makes me mad, or hey, God, this hurts me, or hey, God, I don't understand. Sure, have that kind of intimacy. But I never began to call him out of his name, call him out of his priestly role or his heavenly assignment and role and titles. We got to be so careful, guys, that we haven't gotten so comfortable around Christ that we're just dead man being entertained by a dead dream. Truth is, Christ is living. He is alive and well today, seated at the right hand of the Father. He is still raising up dead people every single day. He is doing miracles upon miracles upon miracles. And if your life is dull, dead, and boring, you're not serving him. You can't convince me otherwise this morning. It's a place of strength. Strong feet means a strong body. I've never looked at strong planted feet and thought, this guy's going to be easy to push over. Come on, somebody. Where my basketball fans at? Y'all know when they bring them number 15 size shoes on the court, they're not easy to push past. They're not easy to push over. It's a place to have our path made clear. How many of us just want to know what we're supposed to do? Where am I supposed to go? Put me on the road. It's not that I'm unwilling. I just need to know. This is that place, guys. This is that place. It's a place to submit to correction. And this is one of the reasons people avoid it so much. It's a place to submit to correction. Sometimes we think we have zeal and passion. My daughter played soccer, and my goodness, I don't think she understands the rules of the game any more than I did. I remember sitting in the bleachers one Saturday morning as she was playing soccer, and she kicks the ball, all fierceness. She kicks the ball flies in the air. I am so proud. I have stood up. I am making all the noise I can make because my baby has kicked it. Get it, guys? It went into the goal. You couldn't tell me nothing. I'm all but starting to wave. And the referee, who was my friend, goes, sit down. He's telling me, sit down. I was like, don't tell me to stifle my praise. My baby just made a goal. Yes. Well, unfortunately for her and me, she made the goal in the wrong goal place. She made it for the other team, and I'm cheering like a lunatic because I was so happy. So sometimes our zeal and our passion clouds our vision. We'll get so excited about doing the work of the Lord that we're really doing the work of ourselves. Because if it ain't blessing him, if it's blessing you more than it's blessing Jesus, you're probably not on the blessed path. Get this, guys. This is my all-time favorite. Anybody knows me knows I don't like to wait in lines. I don't like to wait for rides. I don't like to wait for parking. I just don't like to wait. Yes, I am impatient. Yes, I have worked on it. Yes, I continuously to work on it. But it's more than that for me. It's a time waster. And for me, I think that time is the most valuable thing on earth. And so, outside of God's people, obviously. But, so I don't want to waste time. Get this. At his feet, there's no line to wait in. Nope. You don't have to get in a healing line. You don't got to get in a prayer line. You don't got to get in a prophesying line. It's just a line to the healing, to the prayer, and to the prophecy that you're looking for. Listen, though, but you don't have to wait on nobody. You don't have to get past 6 people. You don't have to have 2 ushers lead you to the front. You don't have to do all of that. You don't have to fall out because you chose to fall out when you fell in. You're already on your face and on your hands and on your knees. I want you to think about this thought with me this morning. Anybody, after they've spent time with me or you or others, they can usually later on identify their face if they saw it. They see it in a picture, even if it's 5 or 10 years old or younger. They can go, oh, that's Susan. I spent a little time with her. That's Susan. I know her anywhere. But can you identify their feet? So many of us, so many of us are so geared to see his face. We're so geared to see that, and that's beautiful, and I hope you do, that we couldn't identify his feet. Here's the danger in that. Baby, if you can't identify his feet, you'll bow to anybody's. If his feet aren't just so emblazoned, etched in your mind and your heart, if you can't with your hands feel them, God, if you lose your vision, if you lose your hearing, your hands ought to be able to feel his feet and go, that's the feet of my master, because I've washed him over and over. I've poured my tears on him over and over. I've cried. I've laid my face down on his feet. He's held me when all hell broke loose. When I was broke, I know that his heels feel this way. I know that his feet are this thick. Nope, that can't be my Lord you're talking about, because I know what he feels like. So many of us bow to every whim and wave because we have no idea what our own master's feet feel like. Every time I bow to him, when I get up, I'm a little taller and a little stronger. The world, because the feet of Jesus are so precious and so to be revered and so to be honored and so intimate, the world has perverted that, haven't they? We have whole fetishes all around what? Feet. See, the enemy knows the things of God that have value and history and learning and provision. And he will do all that he can to pervert it. All that he can. It shouldn't be a place reserved for those with a fetish, guys. It should be a place reserved for those who are a follower. So most people, God forbid if you're around a friend or a family member, a loved one, and something happens to them, maybe there's an illness or, God forbid, an accident, you're probably able to help wash their body. I'm going to be honest. Many of you know my husband and myself. After 4 years with him, seeing the things that he goes through, seeing the way that caretaking looks on a daily basis, I don't know that I couldn't wash anybody's body right now. I'm going to be real with you. And probably for the first time in my life, in the most tender and gentle way, simply because I understand what a vulnerable place that they are in as well. But even with that being said, you can wash the hair, you can wash the face, you can wash the chest, the torso of a person. You might can even wash the private part of a person. But can you put your hand between each toe and begin to clean? See, there's something in us that go, oh, I don't know about that. I don't know about that. And yet I want to tell you today that our heart posture has to be so yielded. We have to be so intimate that even the crevices of the foot call us. They minister to us and we minister to them. You know, it's why that old song, The Alabaster Box, is so poignant still. We get the visual, right? We get the visual of this woman who we would call a street worker, a harlot, call them what you want, a prostitute. And she would have taken this little jar, this little alabaster jar, and she had filled it with all that she had earned on her backside. Let's not paint it beautiful. She had earned it on her backside, but it had value to it. It was all that she had that was good, really. And she goes and she begins to weep and weep at the feet of Jesus. And she begins to break that seal and pour out that oil. And she's ministering to Jesus. And what happens? Judas gets angry. The people in the room get shocked. How could you let this woman touch you? If you only knew who she was. It's a place of restoration. Jesus allowed a prostitute to rub oil all over his feet because he simply said, you don't know. This woman knows more than you guys. She's preparing me for my burial. She's ministering to me. She's soothing me. That aroma, it's the prettiest thing I've smelt because all I can smell is death and sin and disease and darkness and sickness and what I got to endure. But she gave me something else to inhale. Your worship at his feet is pleasing. All the people got upset, but it blessed Jesus. People will not understand your devotion. They won't, but it'll bless Jesus. I'm going to read to you John 13 and 3 through 17. Now, I'm going to read them out of the Message, and I'm going to skip around a little bit, but I want you to stick with me. Jesus knew that the Father had put him in complete charge of everything, that he came from God and was on his way back to God. Isn't that our story? So he got up from the supper table, he set aside his robe, and he put on an apron. Then he poured water into a basin, and he began to wash the feet of his disciples, drying them with his apron. When he gets to Simon Peter, Peter said, Master, you wash my feet? Mm-mm. And Jesus answered, you don't understand what I'm doing. You don't understand now, but it'll be clear enough to you later. And Peter persists, you're not going to wash my feet ever. And Jesus said, if I don't wash you, you can't be a part of what I'm doing. Master, says Peter, not only wash my feet then, wash my hands, wash my head. My, how we'll go from nothing to the extreme. And Jesus said, if you've had a bath in the morning, you only need your feet washed now and you're clean from head to toe. My concern is, you understand, is holiness, not hygiene. Jesus. His concern is holiness and not hygiene. Somebody get that today. So now you're clean, but not every one of you. He knew who was betraying him. That's why he said, not every one of you. You might know in your heart that you're fooling God. You might know that you're not where you need to be, and you think everyone else is fooled. You think everyone else doesn't understand. I'm not talking about someone who's trying to find their way. I'm talking about someone who's trying to look good in the house of God, but not be good in the house of God. He knows. After he had finished washing their feet, he took his robe and he put it back on. And he went back to his place at the table. And then he said, do you understand what I have done to you? Let's talk about that. He humbles himself. After he washes his feet, he gets up and he puts back on his robe. Come on, somebody. He put back on his authority. He put back on who he was. He put that back on. Come on. And then he took his place back at the table. He got right back into his position. This is a word for the church. Come, take off what you need to take off. Lay it at my feet. Wash feet. Get back up. Put that mantle back on. Don't stop serving. Go take your place back. Come on, somebody. Somebody's getting free this morning. I just got to believe it. And then he said, do you understand what I've done to you? You address me as teacher and master, and rightly so. That is what I am. So if I, the master and teacher, washed your feet, you must now wash each other's feet. I've laid down a pattern for you. What I've done, you do. I'm only pointing out the obvious. A servant is not ranked above his master, and an employee doesn't give orders to the employer. If you understand what I'm telling you, act like it and live a blessed life. My God. John 13, start at chapter 3, or verse 3, and begin to read that. When is the last time that your worship was solely based on just pleasing Jesus? On washing his feet as he prepares yours? Woe unto us who only adore the heart and the hands of the Master. My God, get at his feet today. I love every one of you. I'm so thankful for our time together. I never take it lightly. I hope today ministered to you as it ministered to me. The truth is the matter, I should say, is there's always room at his feet. There's always a good time to go there. And truthfully, none of us stay there long enough. And so I'm encouraged today. I hope that you're encouraged. Super excited for all the things that God is doing in the body of Christ at large. He is bringing us together. He is moving in the midst. He is drawing people to that place of intimacy in him. Don't be deceived, beloved. Don't be deceived. Get at his feet today. If your burdens are heavy, if your heart is heavy, this is where you need to be. And until next time we're together, stay yielded.